Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with Mixed Media Frenzy. And this week, the layout that we're lifting is by Diane Williams for Pink Paisley. And it's got a beautiful blend of pinks and yellows. And of course they blend to make a nice orangey color. And she's got flowers scattered about and a kind of a color matched title and some journaling down here. It's not a particularly complicated page, but there are about 1 million ways that you could achieve the blurry, beautiful mix of colors there. She looks like she may have done it with some watercolor or watercolor inks. And I kind of, course, my default is usually Distress Oxides. And I could have pulled, I could probably tell you the Worn Lipstick and the Wild Honey, would have done this. But I thought I'd try something a little bit different. Just because my photo it was taken through a window in a restaurant that James took me to. It's a South African restaurant that he and Barrett discovered. And John and I had been there a long time ago, before it became the South African bar that it was before this. It was a different seafood restaurant. And it's kind of right, there's a mall in this like really beautiful upscale shopping center, if you will. And there's an area where the street kind of divides and there's a center median. And this restaurant is at one tip of that median. And then there's like a really exotic, wonderful ice cream place at the other end. So this one just, I kind of liked the lights that were shown there. They were reflecting in the wet streets. And these baskets right here are actually hanging on the wall in the restaurant. So there's both a photo of what's across the street and a photo of what the glass is reflecting from inside the restaurant. And it's just really pretty. So I filtered it, and I filtered it with a new filter that came out today called, I think, Night Skies. And I'm actually using some Flair from a collection called Night Skies. But anyway, I just thought, I kind of picked up on this orange color here, and because there were kind of orangey colors there, I pulled some of my used-to-be favorite things to work with. And then I've got Ken Oliver's ColorBurst. And I've pulled Tangerine, Naples Yellow, Chartreuse, because this is going to have a little bit of green in it. I may not like that, so I may put it kind of over in the area where the picture may or may not cover it. I'm not sure how that's going to work. But this lemon yellow, both the Naples Yellow and the lemon yellow will look good in there. And I've got tangerine, orange, and marigold. And so we'll kind of see how those work. And some of them, some of it's going to be the luck of the draw, how much the bottle lets loose. The bottles, I've had them for a while, and you kind of squeeze them. And as you know, if you've ever worked with these, they can go everywhere, but they're absolutely amazing to work with. So I've got a few other things in here that we'll see as we go along. But first, let's do the background, then I'll put it aside, and I'll build the photo cluster, which is something that I do occasionally. So I'm going to put that there out of view. And I've left, this is Vicki Boutin Foundations paper. And I have left the binder piece that holds it in the tablet because that's how you can tell the front from the back. And if it feels smooth at the perforation, that's the front. If it feels bumpy, that's the back. So I just want to be sure that I've got the right thing, because there's going to be a fair amount of water. So the first thing I'm going to do is, and this is a technique in and of itself, you can either put the water down and sprinkle the powder and let the powder kind of spread out and do its thing, do its color bursting, or you can put the powder down and spray the water. I'm going to do both. I'm going to put water down, sprinkle the powder, and then spritz some areas that I may want to move around. And I've got this brush to kind of maybe move things around a bit. May not need it. And if I want to add any color to it, I've got my acrylic block out that I can spritz or spritz with water or you know, sprinkle some powder and blend some color and kind of blend it in. So we'll see what we end up with. I'm going to start with this Naples yellow, I think, when I start putting it down, and the orange, and kind of let those be my base colors. And I'm going to do an area kind of from, I'm thinking that my photo will go here, and then the title will go out this way. So I want the color to be kind of right in that area. So I'm going to spritz that area just loosely, not really. And I'm kind of just spritzing some color. And you can kind of see how it sprays out. There was a little more water there. I'm going to spray that. And you can see that in the mix, there were some green, actually kind of teal bits. I'm just gonna kind of shake it like that. Okay, now I'm gonna put that aside, and I'm gonna go with the marigold rather than the orange. I think I said orange. And the reason I kind of picked ColorBurst as my medium is that the bursty way that the colors move and spread, it kind of looks like the lights in the photo on the wet streets. It's just kind of a, and I like how this is kind of pooling. So let me take a little tangerine that's going to have a few more red bits in it. And if I spritz it differently, the color will kind of burst and spread differently. So I thought I might try that. I'm going to put a little orange over here on top of this yellow. I really like how it's kind of spreading around. I'm going to, oh, look at that. And the more of that I can retain, the better I'm going to like this piece. Oh, I'm happy with it. I'm going to go ahead and do some chartreuse and kind of see. You can see that there's a fair amount of green developing in that. And that's okay because I've got greenery in my embellishments. And I'm going to put this lemon yellow kind of in some of the spots that aren't filling in, or that haven't filled in. And I don't mind if some of the white shows through. but I'm just gonna and kind of encourage some movement there. And this is, I won't have to do any splatters because this is kind of doing its own splatters. Okay, so I'm gonna let this dry a little bit, and then I'm going to blot up the water, not by rolling the paper towel over it, but more specific blotting like this. Maybe picking it up like that. Now see, I don't want to pick up much right now. I want it to kind of soak in. I want those vibrant colors. I love those vibrant colors. So right here, I may pick up where the green is blending with the orange and kind of creating some mud. And some areas that I think may not dry out too well. Okay, I'm gonna put it aside. I love how it has worked out. And I think my photo kind of going right across there, I think that's gonna be the right. Okay, let me pick this up, and as carefully as possible, I'm going to put it trade places, and I'll bring the tray back here with the embellishments. Okay, I'm going to use this stencil to replicate some of these leaves that are kind of sticking out, extending beyond the floral clusters. I have fussy cut this floral cluster for the bottom of the photo, and then this for the top. I'm gonna do this. Let's see if we can build that right now. I kind of want that on the back of this. And you can't see what I'm doing, so let me move my stuff over, and I'll move my work up here. So I'm just putting this strip of pattern paper that I cut the mat from, kind of playing up on those oranges. And at the time, I kind of thought they were nice and bright, but the ColorBursts are actually brighter still. So that's okay. Well, it's gonna be fine. I'm putting foam behind all of this so that it's easy to place my clusters at different levels. So this cluster, I'm going to do the easy one first, is going to go kind of right there. And I got into trouble when I was fussy cutting and cut too close in. I normally cut with a border sort of thing, and I cut, up to the edge of the design. And when I do that, sometimes I go back and do a black line around so that you can see where it was cut. But I didn't do that on these. I may regret that, but maybe not. Okay, so this one is meant to go kind of up in there like that, and then I'm going to have something on top kind of overlapping that. And I'm thinking that's going to be a sticker. And so maybe, let's see, do I want to kind of curve it that way and then have a sticker? Because right here is the reflection in the street, which is pretty, and I don't necessarily want to lose all of that. But actually, let me see if I can kind of place that some way, because this kind of, I really don't want to lose that much of the design. Okay, tell you what I'm going to do. I hate doing this, is cut, and I don't know why I hate it. It doesn't show, but let's kind of do it that way. Okay, that works for me. I'm gonna put a little wet glue down there and hold it in place. In the meantime, let's check on this guy. And I'm gonna lift a little more of the really watery bits. Well, it has absorbed a lot. Okay. And I'll put it back and we'll go back to playing with the cluster. So I said I wanted something maybe around here to overlap. And I have this sticker sheet. There's this cluster of blackberries here. And they're like the single daisy type flower there is nice. I don't want anything that big, but maybe that could work. If I do this, the interesting part of what's in the street is kind of right there. So I can do this there, and I'm going to put a little bit of foam behind it to pop it up a bit. I'll do that. Okay, and then I thought I'd do another one maybe back in here. And that could maybe be the, this guy. Maybe there and overlapping that one, or under, I think underlapping might be better. Or maybe over here, underneath the blueberries. What that does is it gives a different sheen. These stickers are a little bit shiny, and of course the papers are flat, and I like there to be a variety in there. So I'm going to put this one on, but it'll be put on after I've laid this down. I will kind of underlap it that way. I won't glue it down right now. And I do want this sticker that says New Places to go somewhere like on the photo, over the photo. So I may as well put that on. I've got some stars from the Warm Wishes collection, and I picked the colors before I saw how that was going to turn out, and I may not like them now. So I may stick with, by the way, everything that you see there is Vicki Boutin's Fernwood, and it works well with Warm Wishes, but and the greens in Warm Wishes are fine, but I'm not sure I like the pink and red star. Okay, so I've got that ready, and I'm gonna maybe put it right here, bridging that area where the teal flower was cut to go, because it was on the corner of the page that I cut it from. Okay, so we've got that. I've got these that I'm gonna actually just doodle. Let me, while we're waiting, I'm gonna put, I've got 3 Flair. This is from the, well, this is from the Grunge collection. This is from Basket Weave, and this is from Night Skies. It's actually a really pretty red that kind of looks nice there, and maybe I could work this in, or maybe it could go there while this goes here. So I'll work those in together up in that area, and I'll probably put this one down here and maybe find another word strip to go across there. And then the basket weave, because you're seeing the baskets reflected, I kind of thought the basket weave was just perfect. So it could go there. So let me get busy with some foam tape cutting, and then we'll dry our masterpiece there and see what's left. I've also got some Rusted Fence sequins from SpiegelMom Scraps. I guess I'll turn that right side up. It's got some really beautiful oranges in there, and I've got 3 little orange X's from the Dotty About Flair and BrambleFox collaboration, and it was offered as a special kit in the December release or November release. I think it might have been November. And okay, so I've got those with adhesive on them. Let me put adhesive on this guy. And I've got foam behind that. Okay, here we go. And I have to tell you that I'm thinking the leaves may not doodle on that wet paper so well. So I may specifically, I may try to place the photo so that the leaves, let me try to bring this into camera view. I'm not able to grasp it with my fingernails. Okay, so now I am going to roll over it because I'm going to hope that it has soaked in enough that I'm not lifting too much color. Nope, I didn't. That's absolutely perfect, at least to my eyes, for my sensibilities. It's interesting and explosive, as the name ColorBurst might imply, and yet you've got a lot of watercolor movement in there. Okay, so now let's see where this guy goes. I really want that drip to show. Okay, so let me put that right there. And then I can doodle some leaves coming out here on the white part. So let me see where I want the leaves doodled. Let me get my pen. Okay, there's this style of leaf that could be coming out. I like that. So that's about a good placement for it, I think. Let's just do it. Let's just commit. And I've used this leaf stencil in many ways. This is the first time I've just kind of doodle traced through it. And I may want to go, you know, over it and do some detailing or some, grungifying, if you will, something to make it look a little more like it was sketched than traced, which might mean kind of doubling over some of the lines or taking some liberties with the design. Something like doing things like that and there and there. And looking like I had to redraw some things and add some shading in places. There. Okay. And then I want to do another one up here, but I have to place this again to kind of see where it should go and which one we should use. I kind of like just this part of that one, kind of just peeking out. So let me do this, and I think it just kind of started right there. And let me go over some of those lines. Now, let's just go ahead and put this down and see what happens. See what else I need to put on it. So I've got some tape adhesive. Let me make sure I get this parallel with that. And I kind of want some, I like this showing here. It means that I'm covering up that drip that I liked, but I think this is better placement for that leaf cluster. Okay, let me get this guy back here. There we go. And I think I want to put this Flair right under there, because that's the reddest flower. This one is nice and red down here too. And I'm definitely going to cover up that blob with my Flair here. Okay, I need an extra layer of Flair on here, of adhesive on here, apparently. Okay, there we go. And then the basket weave is going to go right here. Kind of there. And I just love that. But in the original, there are some kind of loose flowers and hearts around. So I had thought I would vary flowers and stars, but I think the stars that I picked are too much. Maybe this small one. And maybe in conjunction with that. I'm not liking that. So instead, I'm going to go to my sticker sheet and see what we have that kind of furthers things. My title. Let's do the title. Well, actually, I think I can set up a good place for the title by including this right there. That's not covering up too much of the mixed media. Okay, that works for me. I'm going to put a little bit of foam just to lift it up a bit. I want it down ground level down here, but up here I kind of want it lifted up. And I'm going to start curling these now and let them okay, that's not sticking. So a little bit of wet glue, and it'll hold at some point when the glue dries. So let me do that. Okay, now my title is this Love It. And I thought I might overlap that with it. And I'm okay that this didn't, that this isn't, well, actually, let's see. Do I maybe want it here? Yeah, it shows up much better right in the middle of all of that, right? Okay, let's do that. And then I can put the journaling down here. I don't want to cover that up. I could cover up some of the leaves, maybe right down there. Or I could just put the journaling on the back. Okay, did I lose the it? I did. I have lost the other half of my title. I'm looking all over my arms. Where did it go? It didn't go under here. It's not still on there. Okay, I'm embarrassed. I will hunt for it and find it and put it in place off camera. Sorry about that. I've got things stuck to me all over. So it's gonna go right there, and then the it will go right there. And there's, where on earth did that go? Is it stuck to here somewhere? Not there. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time looking for it. I don't see it. This is ridiculous. But I'll find it on my clothes or on the floor or stuck to the tablecloth or something. Let's see, it's not on here. I'm going to put that there. Let me do these little X's and kind of see where they would be cute. I sure hope I can find that. And you're probably, as you're watching this, you're probably yelling at me, telling me where it is. And that's not unusual. I've had many of you tell me that you saw it and wanted me to know where it was, and some of you have actually messaged me that you saw me drop it on the floor or something like that. So there was another small sticker. Gosh, this is really bothering me because by now I normally would have seen it, and let's see, did I pull it away when I pulled that away? No, it's just not going to be in an obvious place, so I'll go back and hunt. I've got, there were a couple of these small things that I really liked. The Been There is one, and Spotted. This is a perfect I can put this right there because what's in the photo is what I spotted outside my window. And let's see, what else do we want to do? I really like these blueberries, and I like that they add a different kind of color to the story. So I was thinking maybe I could do that. And where's the hashtag Been There is great to go right here because it is rather the hot place to be at the moment in in the greater Alpharetta area. Not that that's anything special. Do I leave? I'm going to stand up to see this. Do I leave that or cover it with the journaling? Maybe if I put the journaling out here, no, don't like that. So I'm going to put the journaling on the back. I'm going to peel this off, and I'm just going to stick it back here, and I will handwrite something on the front when it is safe and not it doesn't put the design at risk. I'm going to add this little sticker bit that says life. And then I'll start adding a couple sequins and then we'll be done. I picked this life sticker because this is just a little slice of everyday life. But also the orange and the fact that it looks like it was painted with ColorBurst. So, what else? Those little gold hearts would be really nice, and I kind of like this. I'm gonna do sequins instead. Let me see if I can kind of direct that. What I'd like is for it to be kind of right there. So I think I need to cut. I may have cut too much here. Okay, and I want it to stick right on that frame, kind of right there. There were kind of hanging plants, suspended plants. I'm sure I haven't been to this place except this time of year, but there is an upstairs, a rooftop bar, restaurant area that will be open in spring, and I'm just going to do this and put a few of these around in areas that kind of draw your eye to some of the other embellishments. And got this little gold flower there and this bright orange sequin. Let me do, here's a little dark kind of brown. Okay, and then down here, take a large sort of brown. That's maybe my least favorite color in there, but it's a good neutral that kind of lets the others shine. And that's a hard lesson. It's been a hard lesson for me to learn that you need those every now and then. And these tiny, tiny, tiny little really beautiful red ones. This mix has so many, and I knew I wanted a small glop of glue, but I didn't need it to be that small, I guess. Okay, there. And then I'm gonna do some more up in here. Let me get one of those really nice orange ones. Up here. And I'll take one of the small woodsy looking ones. It's almost a wood grain. And it may be the exact type of sequin that is in Scrappy Adam's favorite mix, which is, I think it's called Into the Woods. Okay, so I think I'm done. I'm very happy with the ColorBurst.
Could you try again?
Siri is trying to
Interesting question.
Be quiet, Siri. leave me alone, Siri. So my watch talks to me. That's the first time that's happened. Okay, I'm gonna make another pass looking for the it, and if I don't find it, I'm going to put a different title there, and I have no idea what that will be. But thanks for watching, and let me bring this up close so that you can see the ColorBurst. And remember that all this green that you're seeing, I did not use a green color. I mean, I guess you could count chartreuse as something of a green. But thank you for watching, and wish me luck on finding the rest of my title. So, bye.